Hello, my name is Coral Noonan-Terry, and I am the Associate Director for the National Institute for Staff and Organizational Development. Welcome to another edition of NISODcast, informal conversations with innovators in the field. I am delighted to be joined today with Tracy Derringer of Sheridan College in Wyoming. Tracy is the advisor for the Students in Free Enterprise group at her college. Welcome, Tracy.
Thank you, Coral, very much.
Tell us a little bit about SIFE. What is the mission, and what does it look like at your college?
Well, as you stated, SIFE stands for Students in Free Enterprise, and the whole purpose of it is to enhance the concepts of free enterprise in the community. So the students do community projects, which they can give you a little bit more information about it. But they have to do those in certain areas such as entrepreneurship, business ethics, global market economics, personal financial skills. And so they work very, very hard. They're an incredibly dedicated team of students and very, very rewarding experience.
Why don't you introduce us to the team that you brought here today?
Sitting next to me is Becky Losey. She is our secretary and treasurer. Next to Becky is Tony Gerald, who is our entrepreneurship coordinator. Directly behind me is Allison Husingfeld. She's our president of SIFE this year. And next to Allison is Darcy Wojciechowski, who is a SIFE project coordinator. And then finally, at the very end in the back, is Danielle Amiot, who is the vice president of SIFE this year.
Great. Tell us, how did SIFE get started on your campus?
In 2004, students had asked me to be an advisor of it. And I had heard about SIFE, but I really didn't know very much about it. And so I had the regional coordinator come from Missouri to speak to some classes and tried to get students involved. And of course, the students who were in my classes were the ones who I begged to start it. And we started with 2 students and built it up to 9 students that very first year. And we really didn't know what we were doing, but it really turned out well. We started doing community projects, and it kind of took off from there.
Why don't you tell us, what are some of the projects that you're engaged in on your campus?
We do a VITA tax preparation course. We get certified through the IRS, and we do people's taxes if they make under $50,000 a year. And then we do the real life fair with 9th graders in Sheridan, and we help them with the budgeting process. And then there's just a bunch of other little projects. There's the entrepreneurship seminars, if you want to talk about those.
We have the month of February, this last semester, we had Entrepreneurship Month, where we had seminars, 3 different seminars, where we had guest speakers come in and talk about trials and tribulations that they had when starting their business. And we opened it up to the public and also to the students themselves. Also, we had market analysis, a couple market analysis we did for businesses, and it's been a pretty good deal.
Now, talk about the competitions that you've been involved in. So I know there's some competitions.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of, actually it's in March, where we take all of our projects that we have done throughout the year, and we put those together and present it in a 24-minute presentation to a panel of judges at a regional competition. We went to Denver. We've gone to Denver the last 4 years. And then they judge us, not us, the students, because they're the ones who are doing all the real work. And whoever then wins their league then goes on to national competition. So we have been able to go to national competition for 3 years. We went 2 times to Kansas City and 1 time to Dallas. And in Dallas, the students actually were first runner-up in their league, which was an incredible experience, because here is a college that has approximately 1,200 students. You have to have a minimum of 10 people on the team. We had 10 people, and we're competing against colleges that are 60,000 students with over 100 members on the SIFE team. So I was very, very proud of the team and the accomplishments that they've made.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, with the competitions and the projects you're involved in, that sounds like it would take a lot of time. How much time does it actually take?
Well, the last semester I actually put in 184 hours outside of class. So it's a lot of work, but it's all very rewarding. So
Do you get class credit for it? Or?
we do. You can sign up for 1 to 3 credits. I did sign up for 3 because I knew there was no problem with meeting the hour requirement. So yeah, you get credit for it.
Talk about your experiences on campus. How has being in SIFE changed your experiences?
Oh boy. SIFE has actually really been the biggest help for me. It's really motivated me to stay in school and be successful because it really looks good on you. School's pretty hard, especially when you work full-time, go to school full-time, and then when you're in SIFE, it's a full-time job too, but it's been very rewarding.
What about you?
Oh, for me, it's been wonderful. I've been here in Sheridan for about 2 years, and it helped me actually get out there and find people and network with people and see who was out in the community, and learn more about my community. But like Becky said, you know, it's a hard deal whenever you go to school full time and do work full time, and then on the side you check your emails and we have to do this now. So it takes a lot of preparation and time for the projects that we do.
Now, some people may think you have to be a business major in order to be involved in SIFE. Is that true?
No, we've actually had majors clear from like elementary education to ag business to nursing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. Any major can join the SIFE team.
Now, when you graduate and you're finished at Sheridan College, what do you want to do?
It's a good question. I want to go get my business degree first of all, and then I actually want to go either do like graphic design or interior design after that. So just continue my education further.
And how do you think being in SIFE will help you in that career?
Ooh, it helps in a lot of areas. All the business skills that you'll need. It's just a really big motivational tool to be successful in whatever you choose to do. Yeah, that's pretty much, just helps to motivate you.
What about you?
Well, actually, I'm in a career right now, and I have 7 years before I can retire. And so I'm not planning on doing anything right now and messing that up. But when I get out, I plan on moving to Mexico or Australia and using my entrepreneurship experience and open me up a establishment where many people can get together and enjoy themselves.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. Tracy, what do you think the future looks like for SIFE on your campus?
Oh, you know, the community has been very, very supportive of us, and the school has been supportive of us. Although the students raise all their own money, they have worked very, very hard this year, and they've raised a lot of money to be able to do our projects and do our travel, etc. And so right now there's a pretty good bank account, which is very nice, because I didn't have that when we started. We started with absolutely nothing. And so the projects, many of the projects are set, as Becky said, the Real Life Fair, which involves 9th graders. That's an ongoing project that we do every year. The entrepreneurship seminars that Tony talked about also are ongoing, and the VITA program where we do free taxes for people, then that's also ongoing. So we continue with those projects, create new ones, but I think the future of SIFE is going to be good. It's very difficult at a 2-year college because you may only have a student in SIFE for 1 semester, and then they're gone. And so it's a constant recruiting nightmare, if you want to call it that. Allison has been our recruiting leader this year and has done a fantastic job and gone in and talked with students in classes, and they've gone to the high schools, and they've been to the junior highs, and you name it, they have been, and they've done a very nice job.
Getting the word out about it.
Yes.
You talked about raising funds. How did they do that?
Well, during Tony, why don't you talk about the global wine and dine that we did during Entrepreneurship Month?
This semester I was in charge of fundraising. On top of the we usually work the vendors there at the basketball games. But we needed a cash cow, if you'd say, to raise a lot of money, and we put our heads together and we came up with the our first annual wine and dine. And what it was a auction, dinner, and a guest speaker that came in. The guest speaker was part of our entrepreneurship seminars, and we sold tickets and brought people in, the culinary arts people from the school. That program provided all the food. We had little stations around the room, and they could choose different liqueurs and appetizers while they were, meet and greeting everybody, and had a wonderful dinner. The auction, I don't know how. I think we raised altogether close to $5,000 that one night. Oh, yeah. And just auctioning stuff like we had different types of baskets. We had a yard baskets with seeds and that kind of stuff. Or we had a vacation to pretty much all paid vacation to Cody, Wyoming, which is a weekend deal. Just numerous things, and the community came out and donated a lot for us.
It sounds like a wonderful experience. What would the two of you say to students that are not sure if they want to join SIFE or not?
Give it a try.
Yeah.
I was apprehensive about the whole thing when I started. I think, and to be honest with you, I needed more credits, and but when I got rolling with it, and a friend of mine was the president last year, and he kind of recruited me into it along with Tracy, and I finally just gave in, and it's amazing. I've went so many places with this, and it's good.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. At least try it out. I know I was a little leery of it before I started because I hadn't heard much about it, and this is my second year in SIFE, and I wouldn't change the experience for anything in the world. I've gained a lot more confidence, and definitely the business skills will help you when you venture out.
Great. And Tracy, what would you say to a faculty member who may be interested in starting a SIFE program on their campus but needs some administrative support?
Well, first of all, be very willing to work very hard. You need to be willing to toot your own horn, and you need to really believe in the program. And it is an experience like no other. I mean, you see the students change right before your eyes. 2 years ago, you probably wouldn't have seen these students be able to sit here and interview without a lot of hesitation, and and they've just grown their communication skills, their teamwork skills, as Becky says, their confidence. They've all become speakers, which most of them were not speakers before. And it is so worth the time and effort that you put in. And, SIFE has a fantastic website, and you can get a lot of information on it. And we were published in Fortune magazine, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, there was an article in Fortune magazine in the fall that dealt with SIFE. And so that helped. Our president became a lot more interested in it after he saw that it really was a worthwhile organization.
Well, you heard it here. If you don't have a SIFE program on your campus, you need to get one right away. Thank you for joining us for another NYSODcast. Thank you to the students and Tracy at Sheridan College, and we look forward to seeing you next time.